Welcome to my channel. Here I'm going to be showing how you will do your first Git initialization, deploy your first code to GitHub. First of all, it's try to understand you must already have a GitHub account. Create a GitHub account. If you don't know what is GitHub, GitHub is a platform where you can deploy your code to enable you to do changes on your code. Here right now is VS Code. You'll be able to have downloaded VS Code on your platform and be able to know basic HTML and CSS. So if you don't know anything about GitHub, I already have a channel on how to create GitHub accounts and also how to connect your GitHub account to VS Code. But here I'm showing how you can deploy your code to GitHub so that anytime you want to come back to your code, you will see your changes. You will also be able to make any corrections and be able to continue your programming anytime you want. So right now I'll create HTML, index.html, like for you to exactly see my code. I will paste my code here as I've already have my code. This is just a navigation bar for my code. Then this is my entire code. For you to be able to see my code, this is how my code looks like. I'll open it with Live Server. This is how my code looks like. You will see it. Then let me show you how you can deploy your code to GitHub. The first thing you have to do is to open your terminal. You can decide to open your terminal from going here. For me, I normally use shortcut to open my terminal, but I will show it here. I'll close here. I also love using Git Bash anytime I'm working with my terminal, but you can as well use the normal Git. The first code you have to do in initializing your code deployment is to do git init. Git init is you trying to initialize your code so that you'll be able to tell VS Code and GitHub that you are initializing your first code. When you do this git init, it initializes an empty Git repository because you have not created your Git repository. It's a step-by-step process. So then you do git add, and then you do git commit. Follow this process. You can write creating my website navigation bar. You could see it has already shown in the git commit what I'm committing to GitHub by showing the index.html and style.css what I've already created. So the next thing I will do is to go to my GitHub. I'll open here. I've already have a GitHub. This is my GitHub account. So what do I need to do here? I'll create a repository. When you click on top right of your GitHub, the arrow, you click new repository. Then you have to give a repository name. I'll give it like navigation bar as you like. Yeah, to tell you that, yeah, this repository is right. Then I can give a description if you like. Create a website navigation bar. So the next thing is you create your repository. So now you could see you've created your repository, but you have not done the final initialization and to push it to GitHub, to your origin. So now you have to be conscious of your Git remote add origin. This is the web link URL for your GitHub, even anytime you want to now access your code. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. I'll initialize it. Then go back here, copy the Git branch, paste this here, and finally do git push origin. And paste it. Now my Git is pushing my code to the main branch. So the total number is 4. Now let's see what happens at the GitHub. How Git is tracking my code. If I open it and refresh, we could see now my CSS and HTML, and this is my code I've already done. If I open my index.html, you will see my code. If I make any changes on this code and come back, these changes will reflect. That is when you will see different lines, red lines and green line. Okay, right now let's do changes on the code. For here, I can decide to add more login. I can decide to maybe to add, copy this and add extra. Yeah, what will I add? Home, about us. And what next should I change? I can decide to remove this and write something very good. Then I will remove this for you to see how Git works. Then to put content here. And let's push it to code. You will see the process that I don't need to start Git initialization again because I've already initialized this process. So what should I do? As I already said, you open your Git, open your terminal, go to your new terminal. I select my Git bash. You can also do it from here. So what will I do? I'll only do git add, do git commit, I'll put a test. I've added new tests. Right. So add a new test, then I'll do git push. It has now pushed the new code I've done to GitHub. And let me open my GitHub and see the changes. Let me refresh and see the changes. Now we could see the changes here. Now this is changes comes to about us. Yeah, I made a mistake. I did not complete it. But now you see patronize us for the best customer service. You could see we are here to save you 24 hours. Good. Now let's see the tracking. If I open here, the repository, I will go back to my repository and look at the commits. Let me open the commits. So you could see all the commits I've done. Added new text, creating my website navigation bar, added new text. You will see every commit, even if you come in the next 1 month and add new structure, new images on your projects, you will see every commit, the time you did the commit, and the text you added on the commit. Thank you. This is how to initialize your first code and deploy it to GitHub. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and like my page. There are tons of videos for you to watch and get your hands on any aspect you want. I have cloud videos, Azure Cloud, and also I have AWS video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.